Okay, well, I had a customer send me 2 of these Sony VCRs. These are PAL NTSC with the 358 or 4.43 megahertz color, and these were sent in to me from Australia to look at. Can you imagine that? And the first one has a note: primary VCR, powers on, accepts tape, fast forwards and rewinds tape. I can assume that's playing. It will show a frame from video before stopping. Plug adapter for US provided. And yes, the customer did go ahead and send me a conversion plug because I can't plug that in anywhere. So I really appreciate that. Let's take a look at the second VCR now. And the note on the secondary VCR: use parts from this one to the primary VCR. I assume it means fix the primary VCR. This VCR powers on but will not play. Well, let's go ahead and pop the top off of the primary VCR and see what it looks like. Okay, so a couple of things to look at on this chassis of VCR. Make sure that this arm is not gummed up, because they do gum up over time. Make sure the pinch roller moves freely and that you can move it up and down slightly, which I can, so that's good. Let's pop a tape into it and see what it does. Let's hit play. No movement whatsoever. And I hear a scraping sound. So these VCRs had a problem with the capstan motor bushing, prematurely wearing, and causing the capstan motor to scrape on the motor wires. Let's go ahead and remove the pinch roller completely from the unit. Just take this one screw out right there. This can be lifted off the top, and then the pinch roller assembly will simply just lift up and completely out of the unit. So now I'm going to try to rotate the capstan motor by hand. And I can't even move it. Well, let's go ahead and pull the chassis out of this unit. I believe I can get the chassis out without having to completely remove the bottom and everything. I will have to pull the front off the unit right here. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, we'll start by pulling the cassette basket. Next, we'll pull the screws that hold the mechanism down. Need to make sure we unplug these 2 cables over here on the side. Unplug the cable for the heads. We may have to disconnect this board back here. Go ahead and unplug the front panel. And then we see we have one hidden screw to get the mechanism out. Unplug the full erase head. Also unplug the audio control erase head. And then the mechanism is free. Well, it's certainly been a couple of days since I had one of these. I actually do have 2 of these out in my garage right now. Not this exact model, but the SLV-575. So let's go ahead and get this board up and out of here so we can get access. You can hear it's rubbing right there. So I had these problems with these units when they were fairly new, and Sony actually offered a replacement bushing set for these units, but I only used a couple of those. Most of the time I was able to go ahead and just repair the capstan shaft by pressing it slightly farther down in the bushing right there. What I need to do is make a measurement of this unit first and find out what the depth is or the protrusion, and then I'm just going to go ahead and put it in a sleeve of some type, probably just a socket, and then we'll just tap that shaft down into the unit by another 20 or 30 thousandths of an inch. So since I took this bracket off right here, all you need to do is go ahead and very gently lift up, and we'll pull the unit completely out of here. Now keep in mind, there are a couple of nylon washers that ride on this shaft. And so they're still going to be over here on the other side right now. And they'll probably be down here in the very bottom because I pulled the shaft out. So we'll have to get those out and reinstall those. Alright, so I did manage to retrieve the washers, and they just go up on the capstan shaft here. So when you're putting this unit back together, you'll just want to push the washer back up on the shaft just like that. Okay, so I want to go ahead and measure the shaft length. And I see 47.94 millimeters. So I think I want to go ahead and increase the distance by about a half a millimeter. It should give me more than enough clearance. So we're at 47.94. I want to get it to 48.5 millimeters approximately. So with the help of a little socket that I placed over the shaft right here, I set it down on a stable surface, and I gave it just a couple of love taps right there. And so now the result is, let's go ahead and get this thing opened up. We'll give it a quick measure. Now we are at 48.38. So there are the coils for the capstan motor. Now take a look right here. Let me zoom in on that for you. Look at how much that's been rubbing on the coils. It actually sliced completely through the coating on several of the coils, but luckily there are no shorts. So I think we're going to be just fine. I'll go ahead and reinstall the rotor assembly, put the two plastic washers back on the shaft. We'll give it a cleaning to get all the oils off of the capstan shaft, and then we'll reassemble it and give it another try. Okay, the capstan motor is reinstalled. And check that out. No rubbing. Remember before, if I put my finger where the printing was and press down, there's no rubbing anywhere. Absolutely perfect. Well, let's go ahead and put the belt back on it and get it reinstalled in the unit and see if it makes any kind of a difference. Okay, here we go. The moment of truth. It is completely reassembled. It is powered on. I'm going to go ahead and pop a tape into it. And this is an SLP tape or a 6-hour tape. And so far, it's playing perfectly. Let's see if we can fast forward it with no abnormal sounds. That was perfect. Let's go ahead and rewind it and see if we get the same results. Excellent. Now let's see if it'll give the tape back without eating it. I think we may have a repair on our hands. And what video wouldn't be complete without our old friend acetone? Cotton swab soaked with acetone. We'll start by cleaning the cylinder and the heads. Okay, all cleaned up. Let's go ahead and connect a video monitor and make sure we get video. Well, for some reason the video capture device I had stopped working, so we'll do this the old-fashioned way. Go ahead and pop a tape into it here. And here's the video monitor over here. I'll hit play. It's doing auto tracking. Found itself. Let's go ahead and turn the volume up a little bit. All right, video is working absolutely perfectly. Now this is a 2-hour tape. Let's go ahead and stop it and eject it, and I'll pop in a 6-hour tape. Okay, here is a 6-hour tape, an SLP tape. And it's working. It's got audio, it's got video. So anyhow, that's the ending of this video. I certainly hope you enjoyed the repair on the Sony SLV-X810 multi-system VCR. with the PAL and NTSC. There you go, it's up and running. Just had to readjust the capstan motor. I certainly hope you enjoyed this video on the repair of the Sony VCR. Go ahead and leave me a question, a comment, a concern down below, good or bad. I try to respond to the comments when I have time. While you're down there, hit that subscribe button and like this video. It really does help my channel grow. You can follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at NorCal715. You can email me, norcal715videos@gmail.com. If you do want to contact me, go ahead and use the Gmail address because I rarely actually check the other social media accounts. Remember, with your help, we can try to keep these things out of the landfill, out of the recycle bin, and out of the e-waste facility. Everybody, thank you for making it to the end of this video. I really do appreciate it. Everyone have a great day. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.